Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub, Pub Sports Radio, Wednesday, April 6th. Ian Cameron, Skee Profit, Dutch Boy Fresh, and TROT Wham. Wednesday NBA slate. We've only got 5 days of the regular season left. It's over on Sunday. And, of course, next week, the play-in starts on Tuesday. Just a reminder, we will be, obviously, I have no show Monday next week because there are no games, but we'll be back on Tuesday when the play-in tournament begins, and looking forward to that. And, of course, we'll be with you the rest of the week, Wednesday to Friday, right here on the NBA Pub Hub as the regular season winds down. We've got 6 games on tap on this Wednesday night NBA slate. Let's get to it. We'll start with the Dallas Mavericks and the Detroit Pistons. We've got Dallas 8.5-point road favorites, 218 the total in this game. Dallas Mavericks right now, they are, of course, playing the last few games of their regular season. They still have a lot to play for. They can clinch a 50-win season with a win tonight. Final road game of the regular season for them, and they could still move up to as high as third in the Western Conference, and they still want to at least get the 4th spot in the conference secure so that they can get home court advantage, at least in the first round of the playoffs. So there's still a lot at stake for Dallas, but that being said, do I want to lay 8.5 against one of the hottest point spread teams in the NBA right now? No, I don't. In fact, I actually do like Detroit here in this game, getting 8.5 points. I mean, how am I going to go against this squad right now? I mean, the point spread run's been remarkable for the Detroit Pistons. They've been this way for about a solid month. They've been able to cover point spreads repeatedly. Look, they've had Bagley and Joseph out for the last several games, still finding a way to cash tickets for their backers. They're scoring the ball extremely well. They've even played a little bit better defense, actually, in the last 3 games as well. Beating Philadelphia was an impressive win. They took care of business after that against OKC and Indiana. So the Pistons, just keep on playing well. For Dallas, you've got this final road game after playing in Milwaukee, the huge win you got against the Bucks, on Saturday night or Sunday night, I should say. I just wonder if you're going to get the A game from Dallas. They have 2 home games after this. They might put a little more emphasis in those games, wrapping up the regular season against Portland on Friday and then San Antonio on Sunday. So I think this is a spot where if it's Dallas, it's kind of just, try to get the win and move on. I don't think winning by margin is all that much of a priority. And like I say, how am I to argue with what the Detroit Pistons are doing from a point spread standpoint right now? I'm going to take them as a home dog here, Detroit plus 8.5. Skee, what do you think here? Pistons, Mavs.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't talk you off of Detroit. They do nothing but cover, except for when they're a favorite. So getting all those points, I get it. It's just, they don't want to win. Like, you can tell they trying not to win. So at the same time, it's hard to put your money on them, but they continue to cover. So for me, if I'm betting this game, actually I did. I bet Dwight Powell over 6.5 rebounds. And I think without Kleber out there, he's going to have a lot of minutes, have a lot of opportunities. And last game, he was killing. He had like 20-something points, I think, and 13 rebounds. I think 6.5 is kind of low for his rebounds against the worst rebounding team in the league. And the last 5 games, they're still bottom 3. Isaiah Stewart is like 6'8". So I think it's a good matchup there. And if I wasn't betting him, I'd probably be betting Sadiq Bey because he's averaging like 20 points per game his last 4.
All right, so maybe look towards some props here. Dutch, how about you with the Mavs and the Pistons?
Yeah, man. Real quick, salute to the ladies, gents, and DJs for tuning in. You already know it's all love. Be sure to hit that motherfucking like button like I just hit that playing a wedding pie. Get you right where you need to be. Yeah, man. Big shout out to our guy H-Town, LJ, Nets Bets. I see you, my dude. Rance, Alfonso, Scott, everybody in the chat, man. Much love. Smash the motherfucking like button and retweet the video if you would. Muchly appreciated. Yeah, this game, man. Hey, first of all, let's have a moment of motherfucking silence, for the motherfucking best thing smoking. Hey, the motherfucking LA Lakers, I believe they written the fuck off, right? Hey, just have for a moment. We have our guys here, got to show them a little love. Rock the Crenshaw with the Lakers, rest in peace to the motherfucking best thing smoking. Yeah, man. Hey, but this game, man, I agree with everything Ian said. But Bobano was right on the money, I believe, with this game. Second, what Ski said, really, too. I mean, I could tell you, that the Pistons, we know, man, like Skee said, if they ain't favorites, they cover, and they cover against good teams, too. They're 10-1 ATS last 11 versus a team with a winning straight-up record. So I don't know why the fuck you'd want to lay the points on the road with Dallas here. But then Skee did touch on it. These motherfuckers don't want to win the Pistons. So they play competitive basketball. They'll lose the game, and then hopefully you land in between that 8. So if you want to bet it, it's got to be Detroit. But, yeah, I'm not fucking with this game, man.
All right. How about you, Wham? Detroit, Dallas.
Yeah, I'm thinking Pistons as well. Early as well. First half on the road in the last 10 games, they covered 9 times. So I would think that direction as well. But as far as the Mavs last 5 games, their defense been sleeping, ranked 25th in that regard, man. So like you said, Ian, they've been covering. Oh, if it's not broke, don't fix it. I'm only thinking the Pistons here, man. Let's keep it simple and sweet.
All right. Next up, we've got the Nets and the Knicks. Nets, 5.5 point road favorites, 229 the total. Money's come in on the Knicks. I agree. I think New York is probably a good side here. They've got certainly they haven't played since Sunday. They played the Orlando Magic. They beat them 118-88. I would expect them to come back with a pretty solid effort. Look, for a disappointing year that it's been for the New York Knicks, no question about that. But at the same point in time, they always get fired up to play the Brooklyn Nets. And when you look at, obviously, past series history with these two teams, we've definitely seen some tough losses for the New York Knicks, but they battled, in so many of these games recently. Of course, we know they blew that horrific game against the Brooklyn Nets, where they were up 38-18 after the first quarter. They lost that game 111-106. And then the most recent meeting last month, 110-107 for Brooklyn in favor over the Knicks as the Brooklyn Nets got the better of them once again. But at the same point in time, you would expect the Knicks to come here with a pretty strong effort here in this matchup tonight as they take on the Nets in this one. As far as the lineup goes for New York, it looks like Julius Randle is going to be out. That's the key absence, obviously, tonight for the New York Knicks. So you're looking at Burks, Fournier, Barrett, Toppin, and Robinson being the starting five for them. For the Nets, it looks like everybody's good to go other than Dragic and Simmons, who've been out for a while. It's going to be Kyrie, Seth Curry, Bruce Brown, Kevin Durant, and Andre Drummond looking like the starting five here for the Brooklyn Nets in this game. It's just with the Brooklyn Nets, it's just for me difficult to lay points with this team. They've failed to cover now in 5 straight games. I talked about how yesterday I thought you can't lay 17 even against Houston, and Houston stayed inside the number there. They lost outright the last time they were on the road as favorites to Atlanta, 122-115. So, there's still sportsbook odds out there and people believing that this is the second best team in the East because they're the second favorite to win the East after Miami. But boy, I'm not really buying that right now with the Brooklyn Nets at the moment. And they got to play a play-in game. So, it's just got to get by that. Certainly when you got KD on this team, you never count them out. And Kyrie, when they get going at the same time, they're tough for anybody. But to me, they lack toughness. They lack defense. They lack coaching, to be quite honest with you. Steve Nash, hasn't done a thing yet coaching this team. The rebounding is not great. The front court can be had. So there's still a lot of holes for this Nets team. And the one thing I think you'll get from the Knicks is an effort tonight anytime they play Brooklyn. And so the money's come in on New York. I don't hate it. I would lean that way with the home underdog as well. Skee, what do you think here? Nets, Knicks.
I think if I was going to bet the side, I would pick probably the Knicks, just because, like you said, Nets aren't covering. They got the rest disadvantage. They just played last night. The Knicks got 2 days off, and a lot of things that Brooklyn, is bad at, New York can take advantage. Like Brooklyn fouls a lot. They're not a good rebounding team. At the same time, Knicks just have Mitchell Robinson. They don't have Randall, so it's tough. So I went with the under in this game. I think if I like the Knicks side a little bit, they're at home. They're going to play at their pace, which is the third slowest pace the last 5 games. Both teams, bottom 10 offensive rated teams last 5, and pretty close to top 10 defensively. Last 2 weeks, they combined to average 226 points in their games, and I think the total is going the right direction. It opened, I think, 232. I got it at 229, and I like it until 227.
All right, there we go. So a lean to the Knicks and looking more toward the total here. Dutch, how about you? Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah, man. Big shout out to our guy, Razor Sharp Picks, with that beautiful under last night in that Thunders game. That was a nice look there, my guy. Keep it going. Just Duro, I see you, my dude. Nets bet saying Curry back in the Curry back, so that'll be nice. But yeah, man, if you want to bet this game, I want to tell you right now, you bet Brooklyn Nets first half. First quarter, I believe. I don't really fuck with them first quarters, but they're gonna come out. They're gonna put it on New York early. And, you know, they lose a little steam, I noticed watching in Brooklyn, too. Last night, just like I said, they come out, put it on Houston, and they fucked around and didn't cover the number, but they covered first quarter and first half easy. You know, so I believe that'll happen tonight. I know, say what you will about Julius Randle, but, man, he got a little bit of juice in that motherfucker. And him being out, you know, I think you'll notice it a little bit. They, you know, they set a tone. I know, you know, they got a lot going on in that locker room, but I think he's still their best player. So missing him is no slouch, I have to say. Now you counting on RJ motherfucking Barrett. I mean, come on, man. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Knicks fuck around and cover this game, but if you're gonna bet this game, bet Brooklyn early. They will handle first quarter, first half. KD, all these boys, they gonna come out and show out early.
All right, how about you, Wham? Nets, Knicks.
Yeah, man, I think RJ Barrett go off today. So you saying count on RJ Barrett? I'm like, man, no, I don't know. I think he gonna go off.
That's all they got, though.
Yeah, no, I feel you. But I'm keying in on Brooklyn side here. It's obviously a guy that we hit before. We're going right back to the well with it. Bruce Brown over 11.5 points. It's hit 10 of the last 14 games. In this spot, is going to be a little bit more tougher because the defense is there for the Knicks. But like my guy Dutch did allude to, losing one of your best players in Julius Randle, that motor, that may make some difference. You're relying on guys, I would say, like Mitchell Robinson. That's the guy that's questionable here. So, in my opinion, so those type of role players, and you may have Grant Grimes out as well. I think he's questionable. So you're not having the core guys of the young core or whatever you're saying that you have there to push out there. So I think the Nets, you know, maybe off of back-to-back, they don't play that well. Kyrie Irving did have a spotlight last game, so maybe it's KD's turn today. So maybe KD props Cook up today, being in the garden. But I'm just going to think that maybe my guy Skee knows what he's talking about there. I'm going to leave that side to the bro, but I'm going to stick with Bruce Brown here. I think he hits the 11.5 points. He's been pretty much the only guy hustling on their team anyway.
All right, good stuff. All right, we go to Washington, Atlanta. The Hawks, 10.5-point home favorites, 235 the total in this game. I honestly don't know how you don't bet this game over the total. I mean, these two teams should just score for in bunches, and the total's already gone up, and I understand why that is. 230.5 to 235. You look at the last 5 games, Wizards are giving up 115 points per game, 48.5% shooting, which is horrendous. It's not really that much better for Atlanta. 116 points allowed the last 5 games, 45.5% shooting, 37% from three-point range as well. So two teams aren't getting any stops. Two teams that can still score the basketball at a relatively decent clip. Certainly saw that from Washington last night. Boy, they did a number on that Timberwolves defense last night. 132, 114, all that love for the T-Wolves, and that's what they give us in return. Giving up 56 of 101 shooting to the Wizards last night. Awful, pathetic showing defensively from Minnesota last night. Washington on the back-to-back. Atlanta, obviously, off the loss to Toronto. We got to give Dutch credit. Dutch, like the Raptors against Atlanta, and Raptors won 118-108 against Atlanta. How about Raptors and Sixers as of right now? If the season ended today, that would be the first-round matchup. That's a fucking dangerous series for
Toronto.
the Sixers. Yeah, that's a dangerous series for the Sixers with how out of sync they've looked the last few games. And I'm telling you what, that they'd push. I don't know about win, but they'd push them. They would push that series, Toronto, for sure, if it happens. And they always give the Sixers problems, the Raptors. So that's interesting little situation that could happen there. But nevertheless, as far as tonight goes, I think Atlanta will roll. I really do. I mean, they need a good win. They need to bounce back now. They need to go into the play-in tournament with some confidence. I don't know how much going up to the 8th seed or the 7th seed in the play-in tournament matters to Atlanta. They are locked into a play-in game, but it's where they're going to finish. Are they going to be 7th, 8th, 9th, or 10th here in these last couple games? But I think they need to bounce back. They need a good game. They need to beat down a team they should beat on their home floor. I think they will do that here tonight. So I like the over 235, and I also like Atlanta here. -6 first half, -10 full game as well. And look, is it easy to lay points with Atlanta? No, but they're rested. They're at home. They're the better team still. And Washington on the back-to-back after last night's win. I think they swarm the Wizards here tonight, this Atlanta team, and win going away. Double-digit win, in my opinion, for the Hawks tonight. Skee, what do you think here? Washington, Atlanta.
I just need the Hawks to win one of these last 3 games. So That's all I'm worried about. And the total already jumped up. I'm not getting the ass into the line. If I'm looking at props, I know Bogdanovich, I got added to the injury report. Probably look at Kevin Herter. He's been scoring pretty well his last few games. Denny Avia, he's been playing well, points, rebounds, assists. I know it went over 20 and a half last night. Probably would look towards him again. KCP, he didn't hit his points last night, but he hit it 5 of the last 6 games. And it's really just a lot of opportunity for people to score without Kuzma out there and Bills. Like, points got to go somewhere. And other than that, maybe Satoransky assist or something.
All right, so maybe more of a prop look, although Skee would lean to the over a little bit. But again, the numbers moved significantly with that. Dutch, how about you? Wizards, Hawks.
Yeah, man, I have to look. I pretty much agree with everything you said, Ian. I'd have to look Atlanta here. I like them early, though. I like them first half. I think they're going to come out and smack them. The Wizards, yeah, that was very surprising to me yesterday. More on the Timberwolves' behalf. But, yeah, I would only look Atlanta here. I think they'll come out, should be at 15-20 by halftime, to be honest with you. But I'm hesitant, though, only after getting my ass whipped from the Wizards yesterday. But, yeah, Atlanta's 4-0 ATS last 4 as a favorite. I looked at it yesterday as they was going to get the ass whipped against Toronto and bounce back against the Wizards. So, I probably should be pulling the trigger here on Atlanta first half. I believe that would be the look here.
All right, there we go. Like in Atlanta, but more so in the first half here for Dutch with the Wizards and the Hawks. How about you here, Wham, Washington, Atlanta?
Yeah, man. Now I kind of agree with everything you guys are saying. I think Atlanta does need a bounce back game for sure. But it wouldn't be shocking to me at all that the Wizards, as far as how good they look in the last game, Roy Hachimura as well, Corey Kispert, all those guys over there looked really motivated to close out this season pretty good. I wouldn't be surprised if they cover this damn spread. So that's why I would agree with you guys. I probably wouldn't want to hit it right now, but I'm right there with my boy. I think Kevin Herter does go over 13.5 points, even with him in the lineup at all. He's hit it 11 out of the last 15 games. I think that's a slam dunk spot right there. So you can lock that in for me as official play.
All right.
Hey, I hear Wham talk about it too. I got to roll with it now.
Wham's been good with these players, zoning in on these specific players and just going back to them repeatedly when you keep getting the number and you keep getting the value and they keep cashing in. So definitely could see that.
And I did say that, E. That's why I fucking said that, bro. Yep. But yeah, man.
The red-headed stepchild, Kevin Werder. Liking him to have a nice, productive night for the Atlanta Hawks. All right, Boston and Chicago. We've got the Celtics, 7-point road favorites, 224 the total in this game. Boston is playing some really good basketball. Even with Robert Williams' injury, they've still managed to, play pretty well. For the most part, they've won 8 of their last 10 games. The only losses were the Raptors in OT when they sat out everybody that night. And then Miami, the very next game, they lost 106-98. No shame losing to the Heat. They bounced back, beat Indiana and Washington in their next 2 games. One thing I've noted with Boston, with Robert Williams out, less defense, less rim protection, quicker pace in Boston Celtics games. You're seeing that. They've been kind of an over team here since Williams has had that injury. That season-ending, obviously, left knee meniscus tear that has ended his season for the most part. So when I look at this game here, you've got a Bulls team that's not stopping anybody. They gave up 130 to the Clips, 127 to Miami, 127 to Milwaukee, all 3 games going over the total. Celtics are suddenly on this 8-1 run to the over the last 9 games. So that's what I like here is points. In this game. I like over 224 with the Celtics and the Heat. As far as the lineup goes, we have Brown, Tatum, and Horford. We'll see if they suit up. I believe Brown's in. Yes, he's probable. Tatum's probable, and Horford's probable. So you're going to get all 3 of those guys in the lineup tonight for the Boston Celtics. And again, of course, when it comes to where they sit right now in the standings, they're currently second in the East, but tied with the Bucks and the Sixers right now. 3-way tie at 49-30 for that second in the East spot. So there's still reason and incentive to play for Boston here in these last few games down the stretch. Chicago, they're in that number 6 spot, just behind the Raptors. So it's a matter of, that's what it's going to, what we know it's either going to be. It's going to be Bucks, Sixers versus Raptors, Bulls in the first round. It's just going to be a matter of who plays who in that first round. But I don't know. The Bulls look like they're kind of I don't know, going through the motions a little bit, waiting for the playoffs. Like, they don't look like they have urgency right now. Like, whether they finish 6th or 5th, I don't think they give two shits whether they finish 5th or 6th. They're kind of playing like they want to get the playoffs here. So I would only look Boston here. I'm not stepping in front of them. I would only look to the road favorite, laying the points, and I like over 224 here with this game as well. Skee, what do you think? Celtics, Bulls.
Yeah, I like the Celtics. You're damn right they got something to play for. They tie with the Sixers for the division. They can move between the 2nd and 4th spot, so they want to get that 2nd spot. And who want to go play in Toronto where you got to, do all the extra COVID rules, and we don't know who's all vaccinated, all that stuff. So I think Boston, like you said, they've been playing the best basketball the past 2 to 3 months. When they win, it's by margin. Their 49 wins are by an average of 16.6 points per game. They usually cover. Out of those 49 wins, they're 37, 10, and 2 against the spread, 78.7%. And it's the Bulls can't beat good teams, bro. It's simple.
Okay.
The last time they had a win versus a good team was December 4th. So that should tell you all you need to know. I like the Celtics full game. I like them in the first half. They're 10 and 2 against the spread their last 12. And the Bulls are 3 and 8, their last 11 against the spread. If you want to just look at the last 3 first half margins, Bulls minus 10, Celtics plus 5.7. And we always talk about rest advantage. You got 2 days to 0. Favorites more rest than their opponent, 71.5% winners. So I like the Celtics a lot tonight. If you want to look at props, maybe Jaylen Brown. He's been kind of balling, going over his point number. And Al Horford, points, rebounds, assists. Probably could have a good game tonight.
All right, liking the Celtics here, first half full game. And by the way, it looks like Levine will play. It looks like Alex Caruso for Chicago won't. And look, obviously he's had a injury-riddled season. That's unfortunate. He's pretty good at the defensive end, but he'll miss tonight for the Chicago Bulls in this one. Dutch, what do you think here? Celtics, Bulls.
Yeah, man. Big shout out to our guy Big Zoe, Fat Wally. I see you, my dude. CJ, thank you for the kind words, my guy. Yeah, man. This game, I really don't think we have to overlook it too much. I mean, y'all said a lot, and I second everything y'all did say. Lines went up a little bit full game. I think there's still extreme value -4 first half with Boston. Nasty Nate always on them Celtics. Shout out to our guy, trifecta spot. I mean, shit, I believe it is, my dude. I really do believe it is. It's a back-to-back situation. Even though Levine is playing, I still believe there's value with the full game because these boys are going to tire out. But I mean, we touched on it, how bad the Bulls are against the upper echelon teams in the NBA. Not only do they not win, they don't fucking cover the spread. They're 1 in 10 ATS last 11 versus a team with a winning percentage 60% or better, which we have in the Boston Celtics. I mean, we have a fucking beautiful thing with the Boston Celtics right now. Skee touched on it. I mean, these boys are playing some of the best basketball in the NBA, and now we get the Chicago Bulls, man. We touched on it last night. We said Milwaukee going to stomp on these motherfuckers, and now you think Levine going to come back and save the day? I don't fucking think so. Look Boston early and often. I believe the best value is -4 first half, but I'm not mad at anything that has Boston Celtics on it.
All right, liking the Celts as well. Wham, Boston, Chicago.
Yeah, that's the only way I'm looking here as well. It's going to be Boston. So we're going to have to make it just a 4 consistent pick here for all of us here because there's no way I'm taking the Bulls like you guys mentioned. They haven't been able to show us who they showed us who they were every time they get the opportunity against a good team. And why believe that they're going to change any other thing? So I like this Boston team. They have the motivation. I want them to win this game just because of the future, of course, as well. But I'm doubling up here because I got the future. I'm taking this -7 with the Boston Celtics. I do like the Marcus Smart prop as well with the 6.5. It's hit 69% over the last 13 games, hit 9 times. So I do like that look as well. But I'm going to stay away from that, to be honest with you. If someone asked, I do like it. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't be mad if it hits today. But we're going to clear in and just take in the Celtics. I think the -7 is still good. They should be winning by double digits in this game.
All right, we'll see how that this one goes. We all like Boston, it looks like, in this one. All right, okay, Oklahoma City and Utah. Utah, 15-point home favorites, 217.5 the total in this game. Frustrating push. The best bet with Memphis +6 last night. Man, multiple times I thought they were going to win the game. never mind cover. And they end up falling by 6 in overtime. Still a pretty good effort overall for the Grizzlies. There was no John Morant last night. There was no Dylan Brooks either. But the Grizzlies still put forth a pretty good performance last night against the Jazz. Jazz found a way. We'll give them credit. A Jazz team that's been terrible in terms of covering numbers of late and just struggling overall. Just winning games has been a chore for them. They lost to Brooklyn, Boston, Charlotte, Dallas, Clippers, 5 straight losses, beat the Lakers, lost to Golden State, and just got their way past Memphis. I'm on OKC here. I actually am. I'm going to take the points here with the Thunder. There's no way I trust Utah in this spot. No way. With the big win last night against Memphis in overtime, back-to-back for that. It's back-to-back for OKC too, and they're depleted. We know this roster for OKC. It's a who's who of nobody. Xavier Simpson and Vit Krejci and Georgios Kalaitzakis, Jalen Horde, Isaiah Roby.
So say that one more time. Just say that one more
George,
time.
Greek guy, is going to be in the starting 5 tonight. Georgios.
I'm like, whoa.
Kalaitzakis. Yes. They're going to be in the starting 5. Georgios. Yeah, there we go. I like my Greek accent there.
But, it was good. It was great.
The bottom line is for Utah, though, no Conley tonight. Donovan Mitchell, they're both on maintenance night for them on a back-to-back, getting some rest. They've clinched with that win last night, playoff spot, as in they're not going to have to be in the play-in. They could finish anywhere between 4th, 5th, and 6th in the West, but I don't think they care too much whether they finish 4th, 5th, or 6th at the end of I don't think they're getting 4th, and that's the one that matters because it gives you home court in the first round. So I don't know. To me, this is just I don't trust the Lakers to really show enough tonight to be covering a number of this size, even against a bona fide G League roster that the Oklahoma City Thunder have right now. So it's really just a fade the spot. And to me, the Jazz are not in the spot to lay 15 against hardly anybody right now in this game tonight. So especially off an overtime game as well. They had to expend a lot of energy last night in that game against Memphis. So is it best bet material? No, obviously not with the Thunder, but they are 6-1 ATS last 7 in Utah against this Jazz team. They've done well head-to-head covering numbers against the Jazz. So I'm taking them here. I got it at 15.5. It's down to 15. I'm taking them here. A little ugly underdog, but I think it makes sense given the spot here for Utah. And again, no Spider Mitchell and no Conley either for them tonight. What do you think here, Skee? Thunder, Jazz?
Man, I looked at this game and I didn't even need to. I could have played it, but I just don't want to be involved. Honestly, Jazz, bro, laying 17.5 points. Why? If you betting that, you got a problem. That's how I feel. Honestly, they can't even win a game, and they haven't covered in 2 weeks.
Yep.
You're gonna lay 17.5. So Thunder or pass. I don't care who on the court.
Yep, that's the way I see it. I mean, this is not a ringing endorsement of OKC either. Like I'm going to war with Xavier Simpson and Vit Krejci and Georgios the Greek Kalaitzakis and Jalen Horde and Isaiah Roby. That's who's going to the court for me tonight. So that's not a ringing endorsement of Oklahoma City either. But this is an even worse situation laying points with Utah, if you ask me. Dutch, what do you think?
Yeah, man. Hey, big shout out to our guy Rez Ma Jefferson C. I need money. Yeah, man. It is one of those 1-800 gambler calls. I ain't gonna lie to you, because to put it plain and simple, you'd have to pay me to bet this motherfucking game, to even break down this motherfucking game. Shit. Hey, this is the biggest backwood of the motherfucking day. Believe it. I see my boys back on the Thunder Buddy crew. Though. I knew that wasn't gonna last long, But yeah, man. Good luck with the Thunder tonight, and hell no on this game. Big shout out to our guy Don Mack too with the kind words. Appreciate you, bro.
There we go. It is definitely, I knew this would be a pretty good backwood candidate for Dutch the moment I saw this card before the show started. What do you think, Wham? Thunder Jazz?
Yeah, I knew it too. And I kind of knew to stay away from this game as well. I'm not going to lie. But I think you're saying nothing but valid points, bro. I do think it's an OKC spot or nothing, man. At least, why would I trust them to cover this 15.5 points, bro? At all, bro. They're going to stumble into the playoffs and they're going to get swept probably in the first round. No way the Utah Jazz is a good team, bro. So I wouldn't be surprised if I want to get the pronunciation right, man. Could you say that one more time so I can say it? Is Georgios?
It's Georgios.
Georgios.
Yeah. Kalaitzakis.
I hope they ball the fuck out. I hope he fucking balls out too, bro. For real, man. George. This is backwood, man. This is backwood.
Yeah, it's the Greek. It's the Greek version of George. That name, yeah, Georgios Kalaitzakis.
That's fire.
Yeah. I don't know where did they get him from? Did he play college somewhere or no? Where the hell did they get him from is the question. Yeah,
Hey,
I don't
man.
know, but there he is,
That's gonna be my little
23-year-old guard.
my
Yeah,
name when I, disappear in Cuba or some shit.
yes,
Change my name to Yodios.
yeah, exactly. When you need a name change, that's the one we go after. Yeah,
I shouldn't have
Yorgos
said it right
Cameron.
now.
Yeah. All right, Phoenix, LA Clippers. We've got the flip of favorites here. Phoenix was a 3-point road favorite when the line opened. Clippers now 6.5-point home favorites at Crypto Arena. 223 the total in this game. Yeah, Suns are resting everybody. It's a back-to-back. They had like a mini little, NBA championship moment last night, putting the final nail in the coffin of the Lakers last night in that victory over the Lakers. So now they sat everybody tonight. You're not going to see DeAndre Ayton. You're not going to see Jay Crowder. You're not going to see Devin Booker, and you're not going to see CP3 Chris Paul. So they're all sitting tonight for the Phoenix Suns. This should be a victory for the Clippers. Clippers are playing a little bit better. They beat Utah at home. They crushed Milwaukee, and then they beat down the Pelicanos on Sunday night, 119-100. So starting to play better basketball down the stretch here. But again, they've coming off a nice little stretch here the last few games. Tyronn Lue saying we're playing the right way, getting into the paint, moving the ball, making the extra pass. We had another 33 assist game. We're building good habits. And look, it helps having Paul George back, obviously, who's averaged almost 24 points in 3 games since returning for the LA Clippers. So it's definitely a Clippers spot. Clippers should win. The problem is, as I always say, and Skee always says it, ass end of the line syndrome. Do you want to be on the wrong end of that? No. You could add Clippers as an underdog or even a pick 'em or even a short number earlier today. Now you got to lay 6. So you're not getting the best of the number anymore. But obviously, it's Clippers or pass for me. Skee, Suns, Clippers.
Yeah, writing's on the wall. I mean, we already kind of knew this. They just set the franchise record for wins. It's a back-to-back. They already got the number 1 seed. They don't care about this game. Clippers, 2 days rest compared to 0. Got to take them, man. Favorite, more rest than their opponent. I got in on Clippers minus 140. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you take Ski Line if you want to get in now, but
Yep.
Clippers.
All right. And by the way, the lowest money line out there right now I see is at Caesars Sportsbook, which is a good sportsbook now available in Ontario, Canada. Caesars Sportsbook, along with BetMGM, is here now. FanDuel, it's good shit here in Ontario. It's popping off. BetMGM's here now. A lot of good books. It's about time it got here. Wayne Gretzky BetMGM commercials for the last 2 months here in this country. So finally got here. So good stuff. Good books, both of them. I've actually started, experimenting the last few days with both of them. They're both good. At Caesars, it looks like has the best money line right now with the Clippers, which is minus 245. A lot of the other books have minus 275, some minus 290s as well. So make sure you shop around if you want to take Clippers, the money line here. What do you think?
That.
Yeah. Dutch, how about you? Suns, Clippers.
Yeah. Don't do it. Minus 245 on the motherfucking LA Clippers. Oh, hell no. We ain't endorsing that shit. And no, we aren't. No, they gonna win the game, but don't go lay minus 245 on the motherfucking Clippers. Fuck what y'all say? On that note, back with this motherfucker. I don't even want to talk about it now.
They win, but you're right. I get it. It's still minus 245 with the LA fucking Clippers. At the end of the day, it feels
that's
like
not something I vouch for. Can co-sign? Absolutely not. Yeah, and but the Clippers should handle business now.
Yeah, it still feels like that isn't the best bargain in the world for sure. All right, Wham, how about you here? Suns, Clippers.
Well, I feel, because I don't have any action on this game, I feel like the need to tell you why I'm on the Clippers to win the whole thing, bro. I got in on it when I went to Louisiana at plus 5,000.
He was definitely drunk in Louisiana.
Hey, listen.
All right, state your case, Wham.
Yeah, it's okay. 5,500 was at plus 5,500, and I locked in on it. Right now, at the same book I got it at, is at plus 4,900. I think somebody knows Kawhi's coming back. Once Kawhi is added into the lineup, it's going to obviously be a good, a bet just based off of that. So if you got this beat and you believe Kawhi is coming back, you could come in the boat with me, thinking that the Lakers season is going to be even worse. My boy leaving. The Lakers season even worse because the Clippers won this year. Damn.
Hey, I'll say this about what. Forget for a second whether the Clippers are actually going to win the title or not. I don't think they have a chance in hell personally, but just philosophically and from a betting strategy standpoint, it makes sense to take them now because they're going to get Kawhi back. If they make some noise, the price isn't going to be as good. You're at least going to get the best price right now with them. So that's what I'll say.
See, James
That's
said
what
this
I'll
is
say.
Bill Bellamy. Bring back Wham.
That's a good one.
That
Steve
shit had me
That's
rolling.
funny. That's funny.
That's a good one, James. How to be a player, man.
Amen.
Oh,
But
man.
I also what I want to say is you seen how the Norman Powell just came back, played
Yeah.
practice, so it seems like he's playing today. Don't
Yeah.
be surprised if you see Kawhi practice. I'm just telling y'all that shit dropping as soon as you see it practice. You see him practice, bro. Just be out on lookout. You don't gotta do it right now. Just see if he practice.
Yeah, it's well, we remember people did say Clippers could be a contender in the West when they're fully healthy before the season. So if they get to that point, we'll see. But then you got to
coach. We know that.
Lou, you give him a chance with Lou, and we're finding out now with the Lakers and LeBron's shortcomings this year that Tyronn Lue, you got to give him credit for even when he was with LeBron for a while there, what he was able to do. So Lou's a quality coach, and we'll see if he can get just the rotations, sorted out, get the cohesion back quickly. And look, that's the thing. They got everybody healthy, but the cohesion and the chemistry, it's got to come quick. You don't have time to screw around here. You're in a playoff series now. You got to hope it clicks for you right away. Nasty Nate Wham got the viewers. I'm out of here. Yeah.
Anderson Dodgers. He's thinking what I say. Dallas. If they meet up with Dallas, Dallas plays these boys real well. But I personally think, to be honest with you, I mean, it's kind of chalky. But unless Phoenix gets a big injury to CP3, Book, or Ayton, I think they hold down the West. Yeah. But value-wise, I mean, PG and Kawhi ain't mad at it because it is pretty wide open to me after Phoenix in the West. Yeah.
Wham
and the East, to be honest with you.
Put a little bit of respect on the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
Damn it.
What are we talking about? Championship basketball, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey, put a little bit of respect.
Whatever. I bet you anything those motherfuckers ain't even gonna be in the Western Conference Finals. I'm sorry.
Hey, I take them over the Clippers, goddamn it.
Yeah.
With PG and Kawhi, I take the Clippers.
No. To me, nobody's getting past Phoenix in the West, but never say never. Crazier things.
And Ja ain't even been playing, so he got to come back. I think this.
It don't matter who play. You ain't been watching it. It don't matter. That's the reason I like
playoff basketball, bro. We're talking about playoff basketball. We're actually motherfuckers.
Hey, in the playoffs, you got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, Brooks and Bain, if they out there, they got a chance.
I saw Brooks in person that San Antonio Memphis game. Brooks was unbelievable. I can't believe how much he's improved. That guy's a difference maker.
Grizzly got about a year or two to go, I think. But yeah, they're nice, but
that guy's not scared to show up in the big moments. Dylan Brooks, I'm impressed with him big time the last several weeks for Memphis for sure. Memphis is scary. You got to respect Memphis. Memphis is going to be a factor. Like I say, I don't think when push comes to shove, they're going to beat Phoenix 4 out of 7. I just don't. I think
Luka will handle Memphis.
Yeah. Well, Dallas, don't forget about them if they can play that defense that we've seen much of the year too. And what I like about Luka is he's got this big time competitive fucking drive going right now. He's mouthing off to fans and he's getting in the face of another opposing player. That's what I like to see. Out of Luka. You see a lot more of that from him this year, but can't wait. I mean, you can tell we're excited about the playoffs. We're going to do a bunch of preview shows as well for the playoffs next week before they begin for real. So definitely we are looking forward to that. We thank everybody for joining us again today. 280 live viewers. Hit the like button. Make sure you do that on the way out if you haven't done so already. We got 2 more shows in the regular season for the Pub Hub tomorrow and Friday, and then we're back next Tuesday, and it's play-in tournament time. Next Tuesday on the show. So looking forward to that and getting the games that count when, both teams are going to be wanting to play and wanting to win. It's going to be nice to have that once again, starting next week after the regular season ends. But great stuff with Skee, with Dutch, and with Wham. We'll go to Best Bets, Dutch's Freshest Look. It's coming up. Southtown 101, when you're in San Antonio, Texas, we were there just over a week ago, and it was a great, great place to be. Make sure when you're in town, you stop in Southtown 101 and experience the hospitality that we did when we were there. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke. Southtown 101, San Antonio, Texas. Manscaped, promo code PubSports, 20% off your purchase. Lawnmower 4.0 or any Manscaped product, 20% off with promo code PubSports. MyBookie.ag, promo code PubSports. Great time of year, right? NBA and NHL Stanley Cup playoffs right around the corner. We got Major League Baseball opening day tomorrow. Can't wait for that. We've got UFC. We've got U.S. Football League coming up later this month as well. That's starting up. So lots going on still. Sign up for an account, mybookie.ag. Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit as well. Mybookie.ag, promo code PubSports. All right, best bets and Dutch's freshest look as well to wrap up this Wednesday edition of the NBA Pub Hub. Wham, we'll start with you. What do you like for best bet?
Yeah, man, I got two here for you guys. I'm going to go with the Kevin Huerter over 13.5 points, hit 11 out of the last 15 games. And then we're going to go with the Bruce Brown over 11.5 points. That one has hit 10 out of the last 14 games. I think both of those are good spots today. Bet them equally there, so they're both my best bets.
All right, there we go. Best bets there for Wham, for a couple of best bets for him today on this Wednesday card. Skee, what do you think of your best bet?
Yeah, man. Bulls ain't beaten no good team since December 4th. December 4th, man. We're going Celtics. First half, full game. They getting the job done tonight.
All right, Boston Celtics. That is a damning statistic. They haven't beaten anyone with a really, truly elite record since December 4th. Wow. But Boston, -7 against Chicago. Best bet here for Skee Profit. All right, Dutch, what do you got? Freshest look.
Yeah, man. And my man Skee gave you the first half too. So not only Skee, but Wham Bam both gave y'all motherfuckers 2 looks. And y'all motherfuckers is real light on the motherfucking likes today. I ain't gonna lie. So run that motherfucking like button up. Hey, like the motherfucking Brooklyn Nets about to run that motherfucking account up. Get in and get the fuck out with the bag. First half, -2.5. Hey, that's good fucking money.
All right, there you go. Brooklyn Nets first half, -2.5 against the New York Knicks for Dutch with his freshest look. My best bet, I'm going to go with the the Detroit Pistons, +8.5 against the Dallas Mavericks. For Dallas, they got 2 more home games after this. I think that's maybe where you put on more of a show, send the crowd off the right way for the regular season. This is the end of a road trip. They just come off the big win against Milwaukee. And all Detroit does is compete right to the end and find their way to compete. And they've done it in a lot of games against good teams. They hung around all game with Brooklyn just recently. So I think they're right in this game as well. We'll take the points with the surging point spread machine that is the Detroit Pistons, +8.5 against the Dallas Mavericks for my best bet on this Wednesday NBA Pub Hub show. And that'll wrap up this edition of the NBA Pub Hub. Thanks to everyone in the chat, 246 live viewers. Hit that like button one more time on the way out if you haven't done so already. We will be back with you tomorrow on Thursday for another edition of the NBA Pub Hub. Looking forward to it. We've got MLB opening day, tons of content on Pub Sports Radio coming up tomorrow for that to get you ready for the opening day of the MLB season. So make sure you tune in for that as well. For Skee Profit, Dutch Boy Fresh, Trot Wham, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Wednesday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. And we will talk to you again tomorrow on Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific for another edition of the NBA Pub Hub right here on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, take us home.
Oh boy, muted.
My fault. Yeah, man. You know where it's at, Pub Sports Radio. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the motherfucking video. Yo, big shout out to our guy, Nicky Fish Tanks on the 1 and 2s, holding it down. Salute to the real ones. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.